Ever wondered how alloy wheel refurbishment is done? I'm Reese from Premier Wheels Midlands, and in this video I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at exactly how we refurbish and powder coat alloy wheels. We'll go through each of the processes and I'll explain exactly how we're able to provide such a high quality service to our customers. Let's jump into it. The first step is booking in. We actually collected this car from one of our trade customers using our trade plates. But once the car is on site, a sale order is created and the job is added to our workflow system and the job number is allocated to that car and those wheels. This lets everyone in the workshop know what needs to be done and also when the customer is expecting that car back. The first step in the workshop is to get the wheels off. If we have replacement wheels for the car, we swap these over and move the car into a space in the yard. If we don't, we put the car on axle stands in a safe and secure spot whilst we carry out the refurbishment. The wheels on this Cullinan are currently polished chrome and they're being changed to gloss black. The customer is hoping this will give it more of a modern, stealthy look, which will help sell it quicker. Once this is complete, the wheels are taken off. We mark up the tyres so that they can go back on the same corner of the car. It also makes sure that the tyre pressure sensors go back onto the same place. This is a really important step because if not, they might not register. If you put the offside tyre and sensor onto the near side rear of the car, the sensor might not register correctly and they will all need reprogramming. So this simple step of marking up the tyres is actually really important. Next, the wheel weights are removed and the wheels are washed. This gives us cleaner wheels and tyres to work with. The tyres can be inspected to make sure they don't need to be replaced and that they're safe. It also means less brake dust and dirt goes into our chemical stripping tanks. We want the tanks to strip the paint from the wheels, not to remove dirt and brake dust and then the paint, because this will dilute its strength and means that it won't perform as good. So the cleaner we can keep the chemical, the better. That's again why this simple task is actually another really important one. Tyre removal. So next, the tyres and TPMS sensors are removed. The wheels are also stamped with the job number so that it can be easily identified by the technicians in the workshop. It also gives us traceability in the future. If a customer has a problem with the wheels, they can bring it back to us and we can check that we have actually refurbished that wheel in the past. We can then pull that job up on the system and find all the information about it in terms of the colour and the date of completion, etc. The wheels are spun on the balancer machine to ensure that they're not buckled and therefore need straightening. If this is the case, we'd pause the job at that point, notify the customer and carry out the wheel straightening processes if this is something that they want doing. Chemical stripping. It's now time to load the wheels into the chemical stripping tanks. We do this 3 times a day. We load the wheels into the tank and submerge them into the hot chemical. We then leave the wheels for around 4 or 5 hours so that the paint can be removed. These Rolls-Royce wheels are actually polished, so there's only a small layer of lacquer on them. After 4.5 hours, it's time to check the wheels. We steam clean the excess paint and chemical off the wheels. If there's still stubborn paint on the wheels, they might need to go back into the chemical for a second cycle. But the majority of the time, one cycle of 4 or 5 hours is enough. As you can see, the wheel is completely stripped back to bare metal and it's ready to be prepped and powder coated. Preparation for powder coating. The first part of the prep stage is to remove any damage or curbing that is on the wheels. These alloys are having a colour change, so there isn't very much damage on them. If there are big chunks missing from the wheel, some cosmetic welding can take place at this point to add this metal back in. We then shot blast the wheels. This fires small pieces of metal at the wheels at high speed. It takes the wheels from a smooth surface to a rough one, and it's called giving the wheels a key. It means that the powder coat will grip and stick to the wheel much better. You can see that this wheel looks completely different in texture and is rough to the touch. Aluminium is a porous metal that can absorb imperfections and moisture. We put the wheels into the oven at a high temperature to degas them. We then powder coat them at a lower temperature to minimise the risk of any imperfections pushing through the metal and paint. Now the wheels have been degassed, it's time to get them powder coated. You'll notice Mike is clipping something to the bottom of the jig. Powder coating works by spraying a powder that has an electrical charge so the wire acts as a ground to allow that powder to stick and adhere to the wheels. We put bungs in the bolt holes so that the powder doesn't build up in these areas. If this step was missed, powder would fill the holes and the wheel bolts wouldn't sit flush, causing the bolts and wheels to come loose on the car. Another simple but really important step. Now the wheels are fully coated and lacquered, they go into the oven one last time to be cured. Diamond cutting. If the wheels are diamond cut style, they're cooled down and put onto one of our CNC lathes. The machine takes off a small amount of paint and metal from the wheel to expose the bare metal face. the wheel is covered in a clear lacquer, either satin or gloss, to lock in that finish. These Rolls-Royce wheels are gloss black, so this process isn't needed. Quality check. The powder coat is cured, so it's time for a quality check. We inspect the wheels to ensure there aren't any imperfections. If we are unhappy with the finish or we find any imperfections, this is the point when they're fixed and the wheels are recoated. Usually this isn't the case and the wheels pass the quality check first time so that they can move on to the next process. Tyres fitted and balanced. We're almost done. TPMS sensors are refitted and the tyres are put back onto the wheels. This is obviously done very carefully as we don't want to damage the wheels at one of the last stages. The tyres are reinflated and the wheels are balanced. We then put them back onto the car, making sure the tyres go back onto the same place they were taken off. We take the car off axle stands, tighten the bolts to the correct torque strength and finally pop the centre caps back in. The job is now complete, so we give the wheels a final quality check before delivering it back to the customer. This refurbishment took around 2 working days. Diamond cut wheels will take slightly longer. You'd be surprised at how little it costs to get a finish this good, so before you attempt to refurb your wheels yourself, go and get a quote and leave it to the experts. So this behind the scenes tour has shown the many processes that the wheels have to go through here at Premier Wheels Midlands. As you can see, it's a full refurbishment of the wheels, stripping them back to bare metal. This is the only way to guarantee a long-lasting finish, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos from me. If you want to know anything else about wheel refurbishment, please comment below, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.